So for a while there, I'd take it. Because a lot of times I was afraid of these guys because they were bigger than me. And then one day I decided, I'm tired of this crap, so I knocked the crap out of the guy that was going to beat me up. And from then on, it don't happen anymore because you build a rep. And like I say, my nose is crooked for that. He used to sleep underneath me in a double bunk. And then he would come into bed and he'd wake up in the middle of the night and he'd take his feet and shoot me out of the bed. And here I am in a sound sleep. Next thing I know, I'm flying through the air. Sometimes I'd land on the floor, And he was like 6'2", 6'3", and I scared death of him. I mean, he outweighed me by probably 100 pounds. And I just put up with it. And this one day, we're going out of school, and when you walked out of the barracks, you went down one step onto this porch, and then there was 3 more steps down to the street. Well, he got out in front of me, and he went to try to elbow me in the groin because he was down, and he was going to elbow me in the groin. Well, I thought, you know what? I've had it. So I grabbed him by the ear. I spun his head around. I didn't even punch him. I just bitch slapped him. He went down on the ground and started crying. And these guys said, I've never seen a look on anybody's face like the look on your face. And next thing we know, you're standing in the middle of his chest and kicking him in the head and jumping up and down on him. And it took 4 guys to get me calmed down. And they thought for sure I was going to end up in a stockade, because I was going to kill him. I'm thinking all this time I'm taking this garbage, and there was no reason for it. All I had to do was stand up for myself. Anyway, he got transferred out of the school. He got dropped out of the school because his grades weren't that good. And they sent him to an army base to learn how to be a cook. So he got shafted out of there, and I just kept right on with my regular career. One night, I went out on a barn fire. This barn, it was probably 40 by 60, full of hay, and it caught fire. And I was parked maybe 25 yards from it. And we're up on this little hill. Okay, so what they were doing, they were bringing the water tenders in and hooking up to me, and I was relay pumping to a couple of other engines. Okay, it got so hot that it actually melted the bubble gummer on the roof of the truck. It melted all of the plastic turn signal lenses and all the stuff off of one side. So all night long I'm standing there and I'm getting hot, so I'm taking a hose and just turned it up over my head, and just letting it cool me off. So I get home the next morning and I'm getting ready to go to work. I had to work at the plywood mill. I walk out of the shower and your grandmother says, "What in the heck is wrong with you? You have great big huge blotches all over me." So I called the chief and I told him, I said, "I got a problem." I says, "I don't know what it is." I said, "I got big blotches all over me." He says, "I'll be out 5 minutes." So he comes out, picks me up. We run into the hospital. The doctor says, "The heck were you doing, man?" He said, "What were you doing?" I says, "Fighting fire all night." He says, "I know what it is." He says, "You ever heard of a turkey baster?" He says, "That's what you were doing." He said, "You were cooking yourself all night long." He says, "Because you don't feel the real heat, you just feel hot." Well, that Nomex, repels a certain amount of that heat, but then you get radiant heat that comes into it. So you stand there and you cook it down, so you're just basting this big turkey inside this yellow soup. You, my baby, give me a kiss. Thank you.